Hello guys, welcome back to TFD. You ever have those things that just get under your skin for no real reason? Yeah, this is one of those. The whole selective outrage thing, it's exhausting. People pick and choose when to get offended, and when it comes to Caitlin Clark, it's on full display. So there's this podcast going around where they're talking about how Caitlin has brought a massive wave of new fans into the WNBA, which, by the way, is just a fact. The numbers, the ratings, the engagement, it's all proof. But then someone says it's a grown women's league and fans need to respect the vets. Like, what does that even mean? Since when does bringing excitement and attention to your league become disrespectful? Caitlin didn't come in saying she's better than anyone. She just came in and elevated everything around her. If anything, that should be celebrated, not criticized. It's like some folks can't handle change unless it benefits them directly. This idea that new fans somehow owe a debt of respect before they can enjoy the game, it's weird. Growth should be welcomed, not shamed.
I totally agree with that, and I also think that that some of the new fans got a rude awakening when they did come to the W, because what happened was their fave was not the best. And so that was their issue. Like, I get that she was the rookie of the year. I understand that. But you're also battling and competing with people like Lisa Collier, with people like your own teammate Kelsey Mitchell, with other people who, like we've all said, have been here for a while, like the Breanna Stewarts, who have been here. So I'm confused as to why, like Diane Taurasi said, this is a grown women's game, baby. Yeah. So, but we're gonna change the subject.
I can't stand when, and how should I put this nicely, when the folks who never played in the deep end of the pool suddenly think they're lifeguards. It's like the 98-pound weakling trying to step into the ring with the heavyweights. This is a grown man's, or in this case, a grown woman's game, baby. And excuse me, but I'm sorry, that just doesn't come off right from you. Don't do that. That's embarrassing. Stop it. There's just so much to unpack here. Let's start with the nonsense claim floating around that people got upset because Caitlin Clark wasn't the best. Really? Do y'all actually remember that? Because I sure don't. Nobody got mad because Caitlin Clark, quote-unquote, wasn't the best. People got mad because of how the WNBA and some of its so-called fans treated her. The more I watch and learn about this league, the more convinced I am that before Caitlin Clark arrived, the WNBA didn't have a single true basketball fan. Not one. What it had was a social club, a circle of insiders and ideologues using the NBA's money to fund their little group gatherings under the guise of basketball. They weren't building a league for fans, they were building a clubhouse. And Caitlin Clark walked in, flipped the lights on, and suddenly everyone realized there was an actual game happening. Let's talk about her season, because the revisionist history out there is wild. Caitlin Clark didn't just do okay. She was Rookie of the Year, and not because it was a weak class, but because she was flat out spectacular. She made the All-Star team, she nearly broke the All-Star Game's single-game assist record, but stayed on the bench out of respect because Arike Ungabawale was on fire. That's class, that's maturity, that's leadership. She did set the WNBA single-game assist record. She set the Indiana Fever single-season assist record. She was 4th in MVP voting as a rookie. 4th! She made all WNBA first team. I don't know what parallel universe some of these people are living in, but to suggest Caitlin Clark's rookie season was somehow disappointing isn't just wrong, it's delusional. That's not a difference of opinion, that's an alternate reality. Now, if you want to say she didn't win MVP or a championship, fine, that's factual. But acting like she didn't meet expectations, you have to have some serious detachment from reality to say that with a straight face. And no, I don't think most of them are lying. I think they actually believe the nonsense they're saying, which makes it even worse. And then there's this gem. It's a grown women's league, fans need to respect the vets. Okay, let's unpack that one too, because this respect thing has been twisted beyond recognition. We live in a time where words have lost all meaning. If you disagree with someone, you're hating. If you criticize someone, you're jealous or toxic. And of course, the moment race or gender gets involved, there's always an ist or an ism ready to be thrown around. You can't even analyze a player's performance without being labeled something nasty. But this respect the vets thing, what does that even mean? Because last time I checked, Caitlin Clark fans weren't out there bad-mouthing veterans for no reason. They were responding to attacks. Real, personal, vicious attacks. Remember what ESPN's Elle Duncan said? She implied that Caitlin Clark fans were racist. She said it outright. No proof, no logic, just pure projection. And fans pushed back, because that's slander. It's disgusting. You can't just call millions of people vile things because you don't like who they root for. Caitlin Clark's fans didn't start the fire, they responded to it. They didn't come in attacking vets, they came in excited about the game. They came in with energy, money, ratings, and passion. But instead of welcoming that, the league and many of its players treated them like outsiders. They mocked them. They accused them of being fake fans. They rolled their eyes at record-breaking attendance and TV numbers because it didn't come from their type of audience. It's almost like they were mad that people were finally watching. The truth is, the WNBA had no idea what to do when a real star arrived. For years, they operated in a vacuum. The league wasn't about competition, it was about community, about the message, about being a movement more than a sport. And Caitlin Clark shattered that illusion. Suddenly, it wasn't about the cause, it was about the game, about winning, performing, and entertaining. And that scared people who were comfortable being mediocre under the cover of sisterhood. Caitlin Clark's arrival forced accountability. When the arena fills up, when the cameras roll, when the numbers matter, the excuses don't work anymore. You can't hide behind activism when your box score says 2 for 13 from the field. You can't call it misogyny when people criticize poor defense or bad shot selection. That's just basketball. And finally, people were watching it like basketball. So yeah, when fans hear someone say, respect the vets, but those same vets are throwing elbows, starting drama, or taking cheap shots on and off the court, what kind of respect do you expect back? Respect is earned, not demanded. Caitlin Clark earned hers every night. At the end of the day, Caitlin Clark brought millions of people to a league that didn't know how to handle success. And now, instead of embracing that, too many people are pretending she didn't live up to expectations just to soothe their own egos. But the truth, Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA forever. The only people who can't see it are the ones too bitter, too jealous, or too blind to admit it.
None more than who she is, obviously, and the work she's put in. But I think all of those things sort of conspired together at the right moment in history, with a humble, hardworking, phenomenal talent who then now is, a national phenom, is doing great things at the professional level and is a household name across the country and to some extent even beyond that. And so it just really was a really special thing to be a part of. And it just, you start to see your crowds grow and a few autographs, and all of a sudden you're sold out, and then there's line after line at your place, which makes sense. But now you're selling out the venues you're going to and looking at these lines building up outside of where your bus is parking. And it really was a special moment just to see the game grow, to see how she handled that, how her teammates, her coaching staff handled that. And it's going to be fun to watch her continue to have just, incredible success throughout her career.
But here's the thing that really stands out to me, because again, it circles right back to that selective outrage I keep talking about, okay? People pick and choose when they want to care about respecting the vets. It's situational. When it fits a certain narrative, suddenly it's all about respecting the game and honoring those who pave the way. But when it's someone else, that energy disappears real quick. Now look, let's be real for a second. We can't expect Courtney Vandersloot to keep coming back and carrying a heavy load at this stage of her career. She's older, she's done her time, she's had a phenomenal run. What this team needs now is someone younger, hungrier, and ready to compete for a championship right now. But even saying that, it doesn't take away from what Courtney has done, because she's earned that respect. Courtney Vandersloot is exactly the type of veteran people should be giving flowers to. She's had a long, decorated career. She's been an elite floor general for years. She's led the league in assists multiple times. I've honestly lost count at this point. If I'm remembering correctly, and y'all can fact check me down in the comments, I think she even holds the single season assist record for the highest average per game. That's dominance. That's consistency. That's what leadership looks like in the WNBA. But here's where the hypocrisy comes in. When it's convenient, everyone's quiet. Because see, this situation isn't about Caitlin Clark this time, it's Angel Reese making the comments. And suddenly, that same crowd that preached respect the vets when Caitlin's was the topic, they vanish. No lectures, no think pieces, nothing. Because it doesn't fit the agenda. It's wild how fast the narrative changes depending on who's talking. When Caitlin Clark shows a little fire, she's disrespectful or entitled. When Angel Reese says something bold, it's confidence and swagger. Like, which one is it? You can't have it both ways. If you're gonna stand on that respect the vets platform, it has to apply across the board. Courtney Vandersloot deserves that respect from everybody, no exceptions. She's done everything the right way, carried herself like a pro, and performed at an elite level for years. But it's funny how those standards only seem to matter when certain names are involved. That's what I mean by selective outrage. It's not about consistency or principle, it's about who people like and who they don't. And until that changes, we're gonna keep seeing these double standards pop up every time a player opens their mouth.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people were mad about this. And honestly, I totally get it. I agree, the reaction makes sense because it just exposes the same pattern we keep seeing. And look, it just so happens that this situation involved Angel Reese. I'm not picking on her, I'm not making it about her personally, it just fits perfectly into the larger point I'm trying to make. The selective outrage is out of control. And it's the hypocrisy that drives people crazy. You can't preach one thing one week and then do a complete 180 when it's somebody else. Every time something like this comes up, these same people show their true colors. It's always double standards and fake moral high ground from the same crew. Absolute clowns, man. That's the only way to describe it. But hey, that's why we talk about it here, to call it out and keep it real. So if you agree, if you see what's going on too, smash that like button, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts below. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate the support. It helps a ton and keeps these conversations going.